was never really a strong contender among sporty luxury coupes until they released a two-door version of their highly praised ATS sedan just a couple of years ago. Sporty driving dynamics, a well-built luxurious interior, and a strong V6 engine made the ATS sedan a pretty strong contender, so it's no surprise the coupe takes on many of those valuable traits. But let's go ahead and see and check out this 2017 Cadillac ATS Coupe and see how it competes in the entry-level luxury sports coupe class. Now, the ATS Coupe isn't Cadillac's first attempt at competing in the compact luxury coupe segment. However, it is their first vehicle to be very competitive and serious in this class. And what I mean by that is that the ATS Coupe has very sharp handling that is very competitive against vehicles like the BMW 4 Series and the Audi A5, and the driving dynamics are much better than the former Cadillac CTS Coupe. Now, the ATS Coupe is obviously based off of the ATS sedan, and they're both on a rear-wheel drive layout. Our ATS Coupe comes with the carbon black package, which is nearly a $3,000 option, but it does spicing up things quite a bit on the exterior and the interior of the vehicle. You have these 18-inch dark finished alloy wheels that look fantastic, and they finish off the vehicle quite nicely. And you also do have the V-Series spoiler in the back, and you also do get Recaro front seats. Those are just some of the few features that you get with the carbon black package. Now here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. You do have your lock, unlock, remote engine start, and to release your trunk, and then your panic alarm. Now, the ATS Coupe's design is a little bit sleeker than the sedans, and it still follows the art and science language that Cadillac has had for years now. Now, you also do get smart key access on both doors of the vehicle. And on the interior here, we have a black leather interior with suede inserts in the middle. And like I said, you do get Recaro front seats, which comes with the carbon black package. Really do love these seats here. They're very unique looking. And you have your power driver seat controls with power recline as well as power lumbar. All right, now stepping on inside of the ATS Coupe here, as you can see, this is a beautiful interior design. I really do love the Cadillac Q head unit. Makes the interior much more modern looking. I love the Recaro front seats. And you do get this low gloss carbon fiber trim, which runs throughout the whole interior, which is quite nice. But overall, interior design of the ATS Coupe is certainly competitive for its class. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. You have a full leather wrapped steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, 8-speed automatic with manual shiftability. You can shift the vehicle manually via the paddle shifters. When you put the vehicle into reverse, this will display your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. Let's go ahead and turn on the headlights and the hazards.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection.
Both windows are fully automatic.
OnStar button to learn more.
Let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. Like I said, you have 18-inch alloy wheels and you have Brembo front brakes here. Coming up front, we have high-intensity discharge headlights. No LED headlights here. Pretty disappointed about that. But you do have LED daytime running lights. Alright, now powering the ATS Coupe here is your standard powertrain. It's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that produces 272 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 295 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM, with EPA estimates being an okay 22 in the city and 30 on the highway. Now if you go for the rear-wheel drive model, you're looking at 23 in the city and 31 on the highway. However, our ATS Coupe is all-wheel drive. Now if you want, you can go for a more powerful 3.6 liter V6, which I recommend getting, as this engine can get quite noisy at times and doesn't provide the best fuel efficiency in its class. Competitors of the ATS Coupe, you have the vehicles in the entry-level luxury coupe segment. This includes the likes of the Mercedes-Benz C-Class Coupe, Audi A5, Lexus RC, and you also do have the BMW 4 Series, which is the sales king. Trims of the ATS Coupe start at the base trim. You're looking at $37,595. The luxury trim, $41,395. Premium luxury, $46,995. And then the premium performance, $49,495. Now, total vehicle price for our particular ATS Coupe, you're looking at $48,390. EPA estimates, like I said, 22 city, 30 highway. And the final assembly point for this vehicle is actually in Michigan. And government 5-star safety ratings hasn't been rated yet. Love the black molding on the windows here. Really nice. You also do have a shark fin antenna. Coming to the rear, you have LED taillights with LED turn signal indicators. And you have dual exhaust tips with rear parking sensors. And another thing that comes on the carbon black package is the V Series spoiler. Of course, you have all of your basic power necessities: power windows, mirrors, power door locks, and memory seat settings for 2 people. Alright, now driving the 2017 ATS Coupe here. Now, competing in the entry-level luxury coupe segment is really not an easy thing to do. First, your vehicle must have a fun-to-drive nature. It has to have sharp handling while still being reasonably comfortable for being a daily driver. And second, it must have prestige. And the BMW 4 Series is the sales king in this class, even though the vehicle is a fairly new nameplate to this segment. And it was known as the BMW 3 Series Coupe, but now it's known as the 4 Series. But what the 4 Series has is prestige, and BMWs are known for being very fun to drive. Now the ATS Coupe here is a vehicle that certainly can go head to head with the sales king here. And ATS Coupe has plenty of power. Even with this 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, it's quite powerful, and it certainly puts a smile on my face. The 3.6 liter V6 that is optional and is considerably faster. And if you want to have a whopping amount of fun, then you can go with the ATS V, which has a really strong powertrain. But this 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder should be fine for most consumers. There's plenty of get up and go here. The fuel efficiency, while it's not the best in the class, it's still reasonably fuel efficient, especially for how much power this vehicle has. And I believe the turbo 4-cylinder on BMW's coupes have around 240 horsepower, but this has around 270 something, so it's pretty good. And the fuel efficiency is not that bad when you consider how much horsepower and how much torque this vehicle has. Now, as far as the way the ride quality goes in the ATS Coupe, this is not your old traditional Cadillac of it being a land yacht, and it's not as quiet as I would like it to be. However, this Cadillac is all about fun here. This isn't supposed to be a highway cruiser, but the ride can be quite firm and a little stiff. It can be for some people, especially for the traditional Cadillac buyer. However, This isn't what this vehicle is meant for. This vehicle is all meant for fun here. Now, as far as the way the 8-speed automatic transmission goes, the 8-speed automatic shifts quite nicely, but it's not the most refined transmission out there. It certainly can be a little bit better. It tends to jerk a little bit, but it's not too shabby. It's not the worst 8-speed I've seen out there. So overall, I think that the Cadillac ATS Coupe is certainly a strong contender when it comes to its driving dynamics in the entry-level luxury coupe class. It has very sharp handling. The 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder provides a really good amount of power, despite it being a little noisy at times. And it's quite fuel efficient too, for the most part, especially considering how much power it has. And while the ride quality isn't coddling, it still is pretty comfortable for the most part. Now, interior quality in the ATS Coupe, even though Cadillac has a reputation of building pretty shoddy interiors in terms of build quality, the ATS Coupe has a pretty well-built interior. And the materials are quite nice too. You have nice materials on the door pillars and on the armrests. Dashboard is all soft touch, and there's plenty of stitching, and like right here, as well as on the upper door panel, which is nice. And build quality is nice. You won't find many interior gaps, and overall fit and finish is what you would expect out of a luxury vehicle. And interior quality is certainly on par with most of the class in the luxury coupe segment. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, love the steering wheel here, but you do have your voice recognition as well as your cruise control buttons right here, as well as your Bluetooth phone controls and a heated steering wheel button. And then over here you will find your steering wheel mounted audio controls and your controls for the information center. Down here you have dual cup holders, and then a little storage cubby, as well as a 12-volt power outlet right there. And you have your automatic start-stop system, so when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, the engine will actually shut off to save a little bit of fuel. And then you have your traction control off button and your different driver selectable modes. Right here, you'll find your center console. Okay amount of center console space, but this isn't an SUV here. You do have 2 USB charging ports and an auxiliary input. Up here, auto dimming rearview mirror, OnStar, LED map lights, and your sunroof controls, and your garage home light. There's also plenty of safety technologies that is offered on the ATS Coupe here, including lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, and forward collision warning. Now, you do have dual zone automatic climate control, and we have touch sensitive buttons, which I'm not a big fan of, especially Cadillac's touch sensitive buttons. They're just not calibrated very well. But you do have your fan speeds and your different zones. And then right here you'll find your 3-stage heated seats for the driver as well as the front passenger, and your front window defroster buttons right there, as well as your rear window defroster button. Now, coming to the head unit, this is an 8-inch screen from Cadillac. It's the Cadillac Q system. We've seen this head unit many times here before, but many other vehicles in this class don't have a touchscreen like the Cadillac Q system. They have controls, usually right here, that control the head unit, but Cadillac uses a touchscreen. But it's a little bit different, which is nice. But the responsiveness of the touchscreen is okay. It's not the best, but it can be a little bit better. But it's decent. You have your different audio sources, which do include AM, FM, XM satellite radio. You also do have Bluetooth streaming audio, your auxiliary input, and your USB port with iPod integration. Coming to phone, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone, have all of your contacts stored on here, and then you have an integrated dial pad. You can view your voicemail. Then right here is where you'll find your navigation system. The navigation system works fairly well. You can enter in your destination by voice, and the rendering and the map quality is okay. And you have 3D rendering of buildings, which is nice. And then over here you have your climate controls if you don't want to control it by the buttons down here. You have your temperatures and your fan speeds right here in your different zones. And then right here you'll find your SMS text messaging function, but of course you have to have a smartphone connected. Now another feature that the Cadillac CUPE system has is the availability of Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but you have to have a USB cord connected to your smartphone. Then you have your live weather, shows you a forecast. You can do a 5-day forecast or your hourly. You can change the location. Then you have live traffic, OnStar, in your collection, which you can download apps. And you, of course, you do have 4G LTE Wi-Fi, just like with all of General Motors vehicles. And then the settings, you could change many different settings, including the time and date, the language. You have valet mode and the teen driver mode. Then Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, your rear view camera, display, software information. Let's go to the teen driver mode. Now, to access the teen driver mode, you actually have to have a passcode to get into that. But you can enter in a certain speed for which you want your teen to drive at, and it'll show all of your information about your teenagers driving, which is quite nice. Coming to the gauge cluster, here we have a pretty traditional looking setup. On the left you have your tachometer, and at the very top you will find your speedometer. That's the only thing that's out of the ordinary here. Usually the speedometer is on the right, but right here you also do have your fuel gauge as well as your coolant temperature, and down there you will find your vehicle information. It also shows you a digital speedometer, and you have your fuel range, shows you your vehicle odometer, and then you also do have your speed limit that it shows you. It shows you direction of travel, what audio source is playing, what song is playing. And then if you have a phone connected, then information about your fuel economy. Then you have your units, info pages. Lots of vehicle information here, and it's quite useful. However, I wish there was a big TFT instrument cluster instead of this little screen right here. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the ATS Coupe. Let's go and check out the rest of the vehicle. Now you do have a full powered passenger seat with power lumbar and power recline. And to get into the rear seat of the ATS here, you have to pull this up and push the seat forward by pressing this button. And then once the seat is all the way forward, you just hop right in. Easy as that. Now sitting back here in the ATS Coupe, it's very tight. Certainly recommended for small children. If you're looking for the most rear seat space in the entry-level luxury coupe segment, go with the BMW 4 Series. But it's pretty average for the class when it comes to rear seat legroom and headroom. Now you do have cup holders right here, which is nice. And then you also do have rear air vents, as well as a 12-volt power outlet and a house outlet, which is unusual. And then you have rear adjustable headrests, but headroom is very tight back here. All right. Trunk space is pretty tight back here. The rear seats do fold down though. 60-40 split, which is nice. So with its pretty powerful engine lineup, its well-built luxurious interior, and its sharp handling as well as its unique styling, the 2017 Cadillac ATS Coupe makes for an excellent choice for an entry-level luxury coupe. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.